as we walk in fields of gold. Right, because now we're at the point where you would have to deliver.
Now
Say
you
in
get to
music.
strut your stuff.
Right. Now, I'm just curious, what kind of music do you like?
But I like country western
Okay.
and 80s rock. And then the really oldies, like from the 50s and 60s.
I played something on this podcast from Martha and the Rondells a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah. See, I like that. I like that.
Okay. Would it be better for me to just play a song from Martha and the Rondells right now, or what do you think?
Yeah. For me, absolutely. If I don't have to do anything, absolutely.
Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here, the time is right for dancing in the street, dancing in Chicago, down in New Orleans, in New York City. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be singing, swaying, record playing, dancing in the street. It doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. Come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world, we're dancing, dancing in the street. We're dancing, dancing in the street. It doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world, we're dancing, dancing in the street. Yeah, we're dancing, dancing in the street, dancing in the street. Dancing in the street, we're dancing, dancing in the street.
Very nice. Very good. Very good. You brought me right back.
I actually used to play with a band called the Platters. Do you remember them from the 1950s and 60s?
Sure. I absolutely do.
I was their pianist. I used to tour with them in the Caribbean.
Wow.
And, all kinds of places like that. And so I played all their hits, Only You and all that stuff. What we do with jazz is help the person get from where they are now to where they need to be. And that includes an outstanding cause to help them get, more sponsors and more publicity and awareness and raise funds and all those kinds of things and become more prestigious. And we're using the arts and culture to do that. With the listener, again, we're trying to get them from a point of reference, let's say Martha and the Vandells, to maybe some sort of an appreciation of jazz. So maybe if they see the same guy that just did something that I liked, that appealed to me, maybe I could follow him a little forward, from that point, and like stretch his mind a little bit. How would you suggest like a musician now who's played you a song right where in your upbringing could take you now to place or at least attempt to take you somewhere on it where you may never have been autistically, in terms of hearing jazz?
I would try to lead him into another one of his likes, one of his directions that he would like to go in, and try to help him
Okay.
along that way.
All right. So I'm going to throw some other acts out there and you tell me if you're familiar with them. Okay. Because you said 80s, you said 90s, right? You said 70s, 50, you were 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, right? That's where you're
Right.
coming from, right? Okay. So I'm going to
Yes.
throw these few people out. Sting from the Police.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Absolutely.
Okay. Frank Sinatra. Little too old, right? What?
Oh, of course.
No.
Of course.
Okay. Chaka Khan.
I did, but I didn't listen to him very much.
Okay. Harry Nielsen.
Didn't listen to him very much.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Of course.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you out of those names to pick one. I'm giving you Sting. It looked like you were really like Sting.
Sting, the Police.
Sting and the Police.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. And I also said Simon and Garfunkel. You seem to like them a lot.
Yeah, but
But I
Sting, the
think
Police.
Sting. I
Yep.
think Sting gets it done, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So now that I've got you somewhere, I'm gonna give you some Sting, but now I'm gonna stretch it a little bit. Now I'm gonna bring some jazz into it that you've never heard and see if I can keep your attentions, if I can somehow hold it together. Okay.
Okay.
So let's
Sure.
try it. This is kind of me trying to do what you're teaching people. And you can tell me if I'm doing it or not, or you can correct me. You know what I mean? See what you do.
Okay.
Like I said, I got you somewhere, right? Now I'm trying
Yep.
to try to get you a little. Let me see if I can get you a little further. Okay, let's see what happens. You'll remember me when the west wind moves on the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love on the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we body rise when you kiss her mouth upon the fields of gold. Never made promises lightly. There have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. You started out with something I'm very familiar with, and then you
Okay.
wound up something where I was unfamiliar.
Right.
But I didn't stop listening
Right.
because I expected the second half to be as good as the first half. So I kept on listening, and you didn't you didn't sway my beliefs at all. So, I enjoyed what I knew, and I enjoyed what I didn't know because I was like expecting like, okay, what's the next note? What's the next thing that he's going to do? And it all went very well. It went very well.
Great.
And this I've got to tell you, this was a leap, but you brought the music up front.
What Jazzerpiece wants to do, ultimately, we want to take the entire world from 0 to 1. And when I say 0 to 1, I mean right now, if you look at funding and where it's going, you see that 100% funding for military and war, okay? And there's zero funding for peace. And now you're wondering why we're not getting along and we're blowing each other up and we're having all of these issues and problems and crazy things that we can't seem to fix. So I want to take the whole world, and I mean all of them, every country, from 0 to 1. Okay, I want to take that doesn't mean you still can't be a dictator and a nutcase and an Adolf Hitler, because you're still gonna have 99%. You're still at 99. I just want to go 0 to 1% peace. In order to do that, I may need to come out to Cummings at some point and help an outstanding cause in Cummings, Georgia. Help them raise funds, help them raise publicity and awareness, help them raise new and prestigious supporters, help them, get their donors rejuvenated, help them expand their donor base. That's what Jazzerpiece does. So at some point or other, I'm hoping that with podcast, whatever, outstanding cause might see your podcast and say, hey, let me contact Jazzerpiece at info@jazzerpiece.org, their email address, and may talk to them about how they might be able to help our outstanding cause. Because for me helping them, that gets funding into the right place.
And, one organization that I always tout, that I always say that I am a part of, is Tunnel to Towers. Tunnel
What are
to
they called?
Towers. Tunnel to Towers.
Got it.
Tunnel, the number two towers. It
Oh,
started at 9/11, and
okay.
to give support to the, the families and everybody who lost during that time. But they are so good. They started to expand it, and they expanded it into military families that have lost. And I'm a vet, so my
Wow.
heart immediately goes to Tunnel to Towers.
You'll remember me when the west wind moves on the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold.